After missing the last 3 games, Luka is in, and that means we get to see these two go head-to-head. LeBron has gone 7-6 in those matchups against Luka Doncic, with both players putting up, just insane numbers against each other. LeBron has the slight edge in scoring and rebounding, while Luka has averaged more assists per game than LeBron has. The Lakers, though, they've struggled since winning the in-season tournament. They've gone 6-12 in their last 18 games. Both sides of the ball have been an issue. They rank 22nd in offensive efficiency, 20th in defensive efficiency. So, Stephen A., can the Lakers be fixed?
Well, I think it can be fixed from the standpoint that LeBron James and Anthony Davis, when they're playing at an elite level, it's really just a matter of everybody else doing their job. Now, we know that most of the team, if not all of them, have been asleep at the wheel for the most part. We know, so they are lucky they don't get held accountable for day-to-day actions because they'd have been fired a long time ago. If there was a way to non-guarantee their guaranteed contract, you'd probably invoke that clause on 10 of them, for crying out loud. But having said all of that, I'm looking at a team that was worse last year at this particular moment in time. I'm looking at them being together in the offseason, having this season sort of work through doldrums and what have you. I still hold out hope, belief that somehow, some way they could get it going in a respectable fashion to get themselves in the playoffs. I'm not saying anything more than that. But as long as LeBron James and Anthony Davis is there to lead the way, if somebody shows up and gives you a pulse consistently, I definitely think they can find themselves getting to the playoffs.
Okay. Well, look, I like Darvin Ham tried. He tried a lot of different things. He's back to the original starting lineup. Reeves is back in, too. It's the team that beat the Warriors, that lineup. And so I think they're better with Russell in it, but as far as, was it different?
It's a lineup that they started this season with, right, not their playoff.
Not the last playoff.
Yep.
So look, I think that Russell in it helps, taking some of that playmaking duty off LeBron. You still don't want to play Anthony Davis and LeBron James in a playoff series. You still don't want to do that. But the truth is, they're the 19th best net rating team in the league. That's not good. And we're halfway through the season. So can they make a trade? Can they make a tweak? They did it last year. Rob Pelinka did a great job last year, just speaking from having been a GM. Expecting to do that again is not a great plan. So what they have currently, guys got to play better. They got to play better. But will they? I don't know. They're halfway through the season and they haven't.
Bob used a phrase a couple of weeks ago that still fits this entirely about Rob Pelinka, comparing last season to, can he do it again? You said, can he thread the needle again? That's really unlikely. A tweak is just that. It's a tweak. 6-12 in the last 18 is not a small sample size. That sort of tells you where you are. And there's one other factor that I keep going to. The league is better this year. The West is better.
Absolutely.
And there are teams that aren't quite ready yet in a playoff series that, yes, LeBron and Anthony Davis could beat, like Oklahoma City and Minnesota. They're still young. They're still subject to have their hearts crushed in a playoff series one more time. That's just the nature, the culture of this league. But 6-12 tells you sort of where they are in a conference that, what's the week out? So after you get past Portland and San Antonio, what? You want to play, they want to play even Houston in a series? There's no night off. There's no time off. So I don't really have the high hopes for the Lakers this year.
Yeah, the trade line is bearing down, and I think for the Lakers, if they could get through this trade deadline, get some speed, athleticism, some playmaking in their backcourt, they would be satisfied with that. The idea that there is a big trade, that there is a third star coming, it's not realistic. I think this is a team that it needs to get more athletic. And the hope is that if you get into the postseason, if you can get a seed, the idea that LeBron James and Anthony Davis healthy and playing at a high level are still a hard out for almost anybody in the West.
And you see that list. Gabe Vincent being out, we just dismissed that. That kind of Schroeder was good for them last year. They made a choice to let Schroeder go and sign Gabe Vincent. Fine at the time.
Right.
And he hasn't played, at all? A little bit? Tiny bit? Not enough.
I wouldn't have let him go straight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him go.
And we don't expect to get to see Gabe Vincent back until after the trade deadline. So they're going to need to get through that before we're even able to see exactly what they have.